everyone, today's video is going to be another why I'm not going to buy it. And today we're going to talk about the Too Faced Anniversary palette, the 20th anniversary. If you haven't seen it, here it is. So the purpose of this palette is the top row is their original shades that came out. They had 10 shades from 1998. And the bottom row is kind of the revamped version. And if you would like to see swatches, this is on the Sephora website. Hold on. Here are swatches. Now I'm going to just go into the middle, but they do have on a light, medium, and kind of dark, not really very dark, skin tone. So I'm going to be perfectly honest with y'all. I was never super excited about this specific collection. I don't know. I just felt like I love Too Faced. I know they're kind of somewhat like a little bit everyone's favorite brand to hate recently, but I really like them. But the thing is, I don't understand why you want to have, like, the new and the old. But a lot of them are really similar. If you look at the swatches, these top two, like, one's gold, one's copper. But we have quite a few browns. And let's go back to the, just like the pan view as well. If you really look at it, hold on, will it do that way? Oh, gosh. Oh, no. Excuse me, we're having some technical difficulties. Whoopsies. Anyway, but if you really look at the palette itself, I mean, there are some things that I feel like are kind of repetitive. Like, we've got a lot of browns. And we've got some pinks, some purples, this, like, blue thing, and then these two, like, dual pans, which I hate dual pans. I just do. I don't ever feel like they work that well. I feel like you're going to be really hard-pressed to find yourself that silver. So, honestly, like, right off the bat, I was just kind of like, eh. And then I've seen a lot of reviews about this, and it hasn't gotten the best reviews. If we're being honest, it's kind of gotten a mixed bag. I've heard that it's very hit and miss, that some shadows are really nice. Now, some things that I would like, that, like, immediately catch my eye. Why would it do that? Like, why? There we go. Is this green in the shade Lost Boys. These two pinks, but specifically this one in the shade Reality Star. Villain, definitely Shady Bitch. Is that what it's called? Yeah. Chill Out. That's what really, and this silver, because I like silvers. And that's in Ooh and Ah. So, what I did is I pulled out my Too Faced palette, first and foremost. Because people like to say that Too Faced just keeps reinventing the same palette over and over again. So, let me first talk about these three palettes. These were a trio set from Holiday 2017. So we have Natural Beauty. I feel like all of the browns that I'm going to need are in this palette. It does have a gold. There's a gold there. You know, we've got like a warm brown. Oh dear, is a warm brown. A shimmery brown, like a kind of reddy brown, a deeper brown, some golds. I feel like, you know, there might not be exact dupes, but this is pretty close. And I don't wear a lot of neutral eyeshadow anyway. So we've got that. Then we have Super Fun Night. What do you know? Some more browns, a black, a kind of taupey shade. Again, I feel like my neutrals are covered. Then we've got the pink palette. There's a really pretty, like, deep red, a light pink, and this kind of, like, mauvey shade. And again, if we look at the pink area, like these three, I feel like this one's covered in, like, you know, we've got a deeper red shade. So I feel like we're okay. So then I pulled out my Too Faced Sugar Pop palette. Again, we have a really nice hot pink. We've got this really gorgeous purple shade, similar to Villain. So we've got something that I feel like does it. Again, we've got like a nice coppery shade. So we've got some things in there as well. The Too Faced Peach palette. Now, there's no peaches in this new palette. There are some purples, which again, a lot of neutrals in this palette. We've got peaches as opposed to pink in the other palette. So I don't know, you know, like I said, we've got the purple vibe. So kind of, sort of, not necessarily the same. Now, Smokey Eye. That silver and black, here we are. My favorite silver. Some deeper shades, a nice deep purple, a beautiful white shimmer highlight. So we've got those cooler tone shades really taken advantage of. I do have these guys, which I don't feel like I represented, but these are the Too Faced Exotic Eye Colors. I have this gorgeous green, which is not at all like the green in the palette. This really pretty light purple, and this tealy shade. Again, I don't feel like they're like what's in the palette, but these are excellent shadows and a great quality. Then we've got the Too Faced Bonbons palette. This does, I feel like, if you like pinks, we've got some pinks here. Now, they're not that like, super metallic-y sheen, but I've heard that those do not turn out very well on the eyes. We've also got a nice purple. Again, plenty of neutrals in this palette. So, if you're really interested in the pinks, you could go for the bonbons. Or if you already have the bonbons, you know. Then, Clover. We've got a gorgeous purple. Now, not as deep. We've got a nice blue. Again, not as deep. We've got some pinks. All the neutrals you could ever want. This is a gorgeous palette. So, we're still missing some things. Specifically, what I noticed that we're missing is that green. I have it in the Anastasia Beverly Hills Prism palette. I've got Throne, which is a beautiful, deep green. Just beautiful. And it's very green. It's not too black. You know, it's almost like a duochrome. Similarly, let me just wipe off my hand. I have a really nice green in the Urban Decay Smoked palette. If you look at the shade Loaded, another really nice deep green. Also a gorgeous blue. So I already have that covered. Now, some of those metallic-y shimmer shades, I feel like I have these H&M single shadows. These are $6.99 a piece. They're great. I have Over the Moon, which is, again, a beautiful silver. I have Blushing Beauty, which is a matte, but it's very similar to those, like, pinky shades. The shade, Stargazer. Beautiful blue, very similar to what's in that palette. And the shade Chin Chin, which is a really shimmery gold, which is in the palette as well. Can y'all see what Hippo's doing? This is why Hippo doesn't get toys very often. Because this is one of those, like it wasn't terribly expensive, but it was like $15. Never can get eaten up tough toys. Yeah, you see that. Hippo can chew up anything. But anyway, so, you know, we have those really high shine metallics. I have this amazing palette. It's got the blues, it's got the purples, it's got some pinks. This is an amazing palette. It's the Urban Decay Urban Spectrum palette. I also have Stila Glitters, which I feel like if I really want a glitter, that's what I'm going to go for. I have a couple of matte glitters as well. But I've got 9 of the Stila Glitters. I feel like if I want a really impactful glitter on my lid, I'm going to go for that. So, besides the fact that I wasn't sure about it, I also feel like in my personal collection, I have plenty of stuff that really kind of takes the place of that palette for me. I don't feel like I need it. So, I don't know. I think, as I've said many times, but if you're new here, before you buy something, you should really look at your collection. Or look at a new item. Okay, that palette, for example. What was I really interested in? What really drew my eye? Chose those things, and then I looked at my collection to see what I had similar. Now, I'm not saying that everything that I've talked about, you know, this Chin Chin shade is an exact dupe for that gold shade. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but it's probably good enough. It's similar enough, and I've already spent the money on this. So for me, that palette, though it's really pretty, though I am interested in it, I don't need it, and I don't feel like I have regret not buying it. I feel like it would sit in my collection. So for me, I am deciding not to purchase that. So I hope you found that interesting and helpful. As always, please leave any questions, requests, suggestions, comments down below. This video was actually requested. I got a couple of questions about, well, are you going to buy the because I recently did this with the ABH Norvina palette. I'll link the whole playlist down below. But we were like, well, are you going to buy the Too Faced Anniversary Edition? So that's my thoughts on that. I hope you found it helpful. And yeah, I'll see you real soon. Bye.